learned a lot about him. He is here in person, so we invite him to give us a few words, and then please feel free later on to introduce yourself and ask any questions you want. And then we'll go back to our exercise and we'll wrap up.
Alhamdulillah, Rasulullah. Thank you very much for letting me to be with you today. It is an honor for me to come back and sit and be with you, especially I come from different parts of the world. I'll tell you my challenge, actually, which I'm facing day in and day out. It is how to understand what is being given to us by others, especially the programs, especially the philosophy of thinking and the direction. Talk about gender, LGBTQ, and whatever it is. Talk about governance, as Nasser was trying to say it this morning. Everything. We took it for granted. Any terminology behind it, there is culture, there is value, there is philosophy, there is belief and faith, and there is direction. I myself was delivering 2 sessions in one of the diploma online. I made the 2 sessions just to discuss the terminology. Nothing else. I said, if my talk is boring, forget it. I'm going to say what I believe in. I cannot see an organization which passed the age of 40, the age of prophethood, the age of social prophecies, النبوءة المجتمعية. You can't be in the market for 40 years and not developing your own terminology, your own philosophy, your own direction, your own program. You keep following others. This is my challenge for you, coming from Kuwait or from Saudi Arabia, who have the human resources, who have the financial resources, but we don't see that we're being directed by others. What I have learned from one of my colleagues, who was the president of, or the CEO of British Red Cross, remember him? He told me, honey, we developed all this terminology, the humanitarian principles, according to our philosophical Christian thinking. We need you to come and try to make a change inside it. We're not trying to do it. We're taking the easiest way. We love to be followers. A slave follows his master all the time. In Quran itself, there's a lot of stories which have what I call creaturitarian, not humanitarian. Creaturitarian related the human to the creator. Humanitarian related the human to human. A lot of stories there. If we take the story of the Qarnayn, effectively, it goes from justice to empowerment. In between there's protection, in between there's what they call it, technology transfer, in between there is discovering the local resources and leaving them in peace. Lots of things in Islam. Why you are shy? Why you are shy? Why you, till when will be following others? In organization, most of the big organizations, maybe in the Middle East, in Europe and America, past the 30 years old age. And they have the resources to come together. Why should you use ChatGPT? Why don't you make our Chat ABC? Somebody's talking to me? No. They have launch good, safe launch, or launch safe, or launch whatever it is. Why you are not trying to do this? Till when Allah will give us the human resources and the financial resources and the intellectual resources, and we are not using it. This is a challenge. I know that Nasruddin is struggling with you for the last 2 days, and he can struggle more and more and more. But we need to help him and others by being ourselves to produce what we need others to follow. And this is my challenge. You know, I was writing this morning, even when I was sitting at the back, the power of social media. Power. And how it has been created. How many people are following. What, do I have a role to play or to make our social media? No. We're very happy to follow. Very happy to follow. Follow AI, ChatGPT, Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, all. So they took all the experience and they took all the knowledge from us for free. Then they said it to us. Here, you cannot be a 40 years old organization or 30 or 25 and you're still a kid following others. This is my message to you. If you want to ask any questions, I'm available. At the time, it's controlled by the boss, Nasruddin. Don't worry about asking any, what do you call it? Critical question, embarrassing question, anything. I'm available. I have thick skin. Oh, it's you again. لا خلاص كده. تفضلي.
أنا from Italy.
والله I don't know you.
Some things you said them already through, but what are the things that are blocking this level of maturity, in your opinion? So
It's in my opinion.
yes.
You are doing the easiest. The easiest is to respond to humanitarian disasters. Very emotional. You raise the fund and say, Alhamdulillah. The easiest is to distribute food packet. Buy a tent. Alhamdulillah. Most of the organizations are, I call them nowadays, firefighters. Easy to extinguish the fire, but difficult to prevent it and know the sources and keep preventing it to anybody else. So unfortunately, all our young people are very, very good in fundraising. What's next? We need to go from fundraising to the next. Here, when you give you the chance to think, I always give this as a broken record, the example of the battlefield of Uhud, which Khalid bin Walid was not a Muslim at that time, but he was observing the battle from a distance. And he looked at the mountain when the people were throwing the archers there, and it was stand still. Till the Muslim won at the beginning, and they left the mountain. Once they left, he changed the victory into defeat. And this is the Surah Tawbah. ولولا نفر من كل فرقة طائفة. Apart, even if you are in the state of war, don't let the whole people, the army, to come out. Leave somebody to think for you, to direct you, to manage your direction and the expectation, even at the time of war. And this is what Khalid did. Unfortunately, our organizations does not have these departments. Thinking department, a job description which allow you to think, not to run, to contemplate, not to keep talking. Your job description, 24/7, you are going around to get fund. Is that right? Yeah. Say yes, loudly. That's it. I think this is something Nasser might ask you. We have written this thing long time ago about to allow anyone in the organization to think and to produce an idea. From the cleaner to the CEO to what they call the chairman or whatever it is. If they don't think, khalas, we think with S, not with TH.
But we have thinking bodies. Like
No,
not everyone is contributing to this
No.
thinking.
thinking body is one thing, but to enable everybody else to have the culture of thinking.
Okay.
Sister Ala, maybe the best idea might come from a cleaner or from a security man, not from the professor, not from the CEO, not from the director. They don't know. Let people to explore their potentials for you. And this is what actually Nasser was trying to say this morning about how we let people to be engaged. They can't be engaged with you unless you give them the time to think. This is actually my answer to you. Yes, sister, yes, brothers.
The floor is open. Any questions?
The floor is open, otherwise fall down, huh? Yes, I traveled all the way 300 miles to come with you, to you. From Jibastan to here, 200 miles. Yes, sister.
So I'm Kiran from Pakistan and wanted to ask you, how do you see technology changing our line of work? Not just Islamic Relief, but overall the charities that are now operating. What needs to change internally, or how do we respond to that challenge?
Technology is a double-edged sword. If you cannot use it properly, it will cut you. Like I was looking at the income from AI recently. Where's the AI income? Uh, 35 to 50 billion, which we started to use recently. Previous one, like Facebook and others, are not having this big income. You know, when AI has this income, it means that you are relying heavily on it. You are ignoring your capability which Allah has given to you. Your son generation or your grandchildren generation will not think at all, and this will be driven totally by the AI. Here, the challenge is, when I need AI, yes, I need AI. I need ChatGPT, yes, but how can I control and educate the future generation to use it? This is the problem. That's why using the technology, not to be abused by the technology. Or let AI think for you. I'm one of the people who refused utterly to use ChatGPT and AI because I want to keep my brain. Even this morning, I'm not sure if I said it before, I was trying to say that the importance of using, give me this one, and this one, the pen and the paper. Go and search for the value of using a pen and a paper instead of using the new technology, and see the impact of it on the processing information in the brain and the connectivity between you struggling to get the information written by your own hand. That's why Allah said, Noon wal qalam wa ma yasturun. The first four creation of Allah is the water, the throne, al-arsh, al-qalam, the pen, and the book. Why Allah created the pen from the very beginning and the book? في كتاب nearly 300 times in the Quran mentioned kitab with all the proverbs and of the kitab as a book. So why Allah mentioned the book, mentioned the pen, mentions the pen 2 times in the Quran. So here there's a message from Allah. People, yes, to use the technology, but at the same time use the pen. Because there's a connection between writing and a paper and your brain. It stimulates your thinking ability and deepen your, what do you call it, memory, actually, or sharpen your memory. They're out of date. Hani al-Banna's out of date. He's somebody from this avenue, cul-de-sac.
Right.
I'm a cul-de-sac man.
Not cul-de-sac, but out of date, yes.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with you about that.
I agree.
Yes. I'm not saying not to use the technology, but not to be abused by the technology. That's it.
اتفق.
Huh? Thank you. And you should have collective resources to produce the new initiative. I give the good example about IHH in Turkey. They have their own launch good. program for themselves. It took them about nearly 15 years. Their budget is far more less than the budget of Islamic Relief. But they worked on this for about 15 years. And they can hire this to anybody else. If the Kuwaiti organization sit down together, think logically, they have launch safe, whatever it is, they can make it. Technology is available. Human resources are, Muslim human resources or any human resources are working everywhere with the knowledge. Use it. Yes, sister? Kiran. Anybody else?
How do Islamic Relief bring innovation to its future, which I think you're very passionate about?
Without having young generation inside the organization, forget it.
And is there a program to do that?
No. Program is not my cup of tea. Because I want the individual who can make the program before we talk about the program. First of all, empowerment of younger generation. Second thing, believe in volunteerism. Allowing this young generation and accept them. Like actually, if Nasser is the CEO, his job is not to sit down with the boss and the bosses, but to look after the volunteers. You remember when we came here to this country as a medical doctor? I used to go work round in the hospital. The most important individual on the work round, the professor, then the medical student. Until the doctors, the consultant, the registrar, the senior registrar, the nurses, look after this. A medical student. A medical student is a volunteer. If we don't respect the volunteer, we cannot have innovation. Innovation is not just something you take from a shelf or you buy it. It's a process of productivity of the intellectual productivity of the individual. They give you the best. He gives you or she gives you the best. Actually, that's actually we talk about young people and you know what? And this for you, Brother Nasr. A leader or a head of department or a director or a CEO will never make a legend. Will never become a legend unless he or she create leadership while they are in position.
100%.
If you are in position, like you, Brother Iftikhar, and you are only trying to protect your position while you're in position, you will never become a legend. You'll be like anybody else. People forget about you. But if you look after the younger generation and empower them and make them leaders, so now you become a legend with legacy behind you. And look at all the great scholars in Islam. The greatest one is Abu Hanifa, Al-Qut al-Shibani, and Abu Yusuf, empowered by Harun Rashid to collect all the opinions of Abu Hanifa. That's why he became Al-Imam al-Mu'azzam. With no student behind him, he can't be. The last one, not the least, is encourage young people to make initiatives. Encourage them, support them, empower them, give them confidence. And when they fail, ask them to try again and again and again. Here, you can get the innovation and pioneering and the new ideas. Otherwise, you are a director, so what? You are a CEO, so what? You are an officer, so what? You are so what? So what? And the last and not least, but I'm just very concerned about the time, leave your space to somebody else. Leave your space to somebody else. Khalas, what we call it in governance, succession planning, isn't it? Without succession planning and you're there 24/7 for 50 years, khalas, forget about it. What kind of innovation? You talk about brother and sister. Yes, brother Nasser?
Any other questions? Okay, Jazakallah khairan.
Us? May Allah bless. No. Why? You did not even give me my lunch. Thank you.